Well, hello, you foxy ladies and gents. I hope today has been a good day for you. And if it hasn't, that's okay as well. Sometimes we have bad days, you know? Yesterday I woke up so crabby and not even sure why. I don't usually do that. But I felt so crabby and off and kind of messed with my whole day. But today I woke up feeling incredible. And I did my hour-long meditation, and I just felt all this radiant energy going around me. And so I think it's just how life is sometimes. Sometimes you have bad days and sometimes you have good days. And, the bad days don't last forever. And I guess you could say the good days don't either. However, I like to do my part to create as many good days as I possibly can so that the bad days aren't so heavy. So with that being said, I guess I will remind you or invite you to check out my YouTube channel, Beautifully Changed. It is there for you. It is filled with lots of good resources and videos, meditations, hypnosis, tips, all that good stuff to just kind of help you boost your day if that's something that you'd like to do. So check it out and subscribe while you're there. And there's always the option of working one-on-one with me. Sometimes we need someone to just help us push ourselves or inspire ourselves to move forward and shift the work we're doing or step into a new way of doing that inner work. And I'm here for you if that's something you'd like to do. You can reach out by sending me an email to stephanie@beautifullychanged.com. And always, I'd love it if you left me a review. It means so much to hear your thoughts. When I read them, they really touch my heart. So thank you for everyone who has left a review. And if you have yet to leave a review, please make your way over there and it'll light up my day. So thank you so much. Welcome to the Beautifully Changed podcast. I am Steph Pareja, your host, and I am delighted that you are here. My goal is for you to be able to hear something today from the episode and apply it to your life to enhance your relationship with you and those around you. So let's go ahead and dive in. Do you ever feel really uncomfortable when someone gives you a compliment? Whether it's a small compliment or maybe you've got the small compliments down. Someone's like, nice shirt. And you're like, thank you. It is pretty great, isn't it? But if someone gives you like one of those really big, incredible compliments where you start to notice you're feeling uncomfortable, does that ever happen to you? Or maybe you're someone who is single and searching for love, and you're like, when is that person coming? When do I get to find my person? I'm ready. I want love. I want to have this incredible love. I want my soulmate. Where are they? When are they coming? Bring them to me, universe. I want my soulmate, right? And then when it takes a while for them to come, you're thinking, I knew it. I'm not good enough. I suck. No one's going to want this. Anyway, I have a friend that always says like dumpster fire, right? So maybe sometimes you're like, who's going to want this dumpster fire anyway? Like, look at me. Ugh. I can't even write nicely in a card. Like, who can even read my writing? Like, you can't read my writing. So obviously I'm not worthy of my soulmate, right? My penmanship is too sloppy, right? We can create these like very interesting stories within us. Or back to the compliments, right? When we get this like huge, massive compliment, we can start to question it. Like, why are they lying to me? Why are they saying these things? What are they doing? What's behind their words? What are they really trying to tell me? Are they testing me right now? Am I supposed to be not receiving the compliment? Am I supposed to receive the compliment? What's happening? Are they going to ask me for something next? Right? Like, we can question the motives of the compliment or the timing, how long it's taking to receive our person into our life. And so today I want to talk about receiving love, because we hear all the time, visualize it, visualize that relationship that you want. And I'm going to expand that now, like visualize the relationship you want with your parents, your siblings, your coworkers, your friends, your love face that you currently have right now, or the future love of your life when they come into it. Visualize, get in there, feel it all, use all your senses, right? And there is truth to this aspect. This aspect is actually very, very powerful. However, what we often neglect to do after the visualizing is acknowledging the skills that we need to acquire so that visualization can happen, right? So that it can flow into our life, and so we can recognize it when it does, so we can see the progress. Like sometimes when we visualize, we expect our life to go from 0 to 10, like that, right? Just because we visualized it. And yes, visualization can move you forward. There's so much research on it. Visualization is legit powerful. I highly recommend it. Spend a few minutes, like 5 minutes every day, visualizing what you're wanting to create or bring into your life, or how you want to show up in situations, all that good jazz, right? And on top of that, practice some skills. Become aware of, like, what do you need to do in order to have these relationships that you want, such as, do you need to learn the skill of receiving love? Because if you're going to have an incredible relationship, you need to be able to receive the love that person is going to want to give you. Do you know what I'm saying? If you are someone who is blocking love from your life, that soulmate of yours, that person of yours, the one you're waiting for, could be right outside knocking as hard as they can, but you have this huge thick door that is keeping them out, and you can't even hear the knock, right? So your work then is to practice receiving love. And this is also where I want to share a little bit. I had this conversation with one of my clients this week, and she was getting very frustrated because she's like, I just want someone to pick me. I want someone to pick me, and that will feel like I'm enough then, basically, right? Like once someone picks me, then I know I will be enough, but I keep getting passed over. And it hurts to keep getting passed over or have a relationship end. And I talked to her and I said, someone has picked you in the past. And what you're wanting is you want them to pick you forever. But that's not guaranteed. Even if you feel like someone is like your person, your soulmate. I mean, it doesn't mean that person is guaranteed 100% to always be in your life. As I say, life happens, things happen. Sometimes we grow together, and sometimes we grow apart, right? There's so many things that can happen. And that's why that whole poem, right? A reason, a season, a lifetime. Like, some people come into your life and they will be there forever. And some people will come in and they'll be there for a short period. Either way, the length of how long someone stays in your life, that doesn't determine your value. Like whether you have someone that's with you in a romantic relationship for 3 months or 30 years, your value is still priceless. You know what I'm saying? When someone dates you and then says, you know what, I don't think we're actually a lifestyle match. Like, we don't really have the same values or ideas that we want to experience in this life. And one that's very common is to have kids or not to have kids. So again, that doesn't take away your value as a person because someone said, I don't think we're a good fit for each other. You're still an awesome person. You're still incredible, right? Instead of fixating on you have to have someone choose you forever to be of any value to be lovable, to be likable, to be sexy, to all of those things, right? It's knowing that relationships are these beautiful experiences that you get to have. So the takeaway here is that you can't guarantee forever. However, you can enjoy the heck out of the experience of each relationship that you get to have. Romantic, platonic, family, coworkers. Every relationship can teach you something. There can be joy. There can be joy in those relationships, even when they don't last forever. So, my friends, please convince yourself to stop putting your value on external relationships or material items. Your value is just guaranteed automatic within you. And it's your job to see it, to highlight it, to know that it doesn't get decreased or increased based on other people and what they think of you. Your value as a person has always been more than enough the moment you were born, and it remains more than enough for your entire life. Okay? So really do the work to start believing that. That's someone else thinking you're someone they want to be with, someone they think is pretty, someone they think is handsome, doesn't change your value. Okay? No matter what mistakes you've made in your life, that doesn't change your value. Regardless of how much money is in your bank account, that doesn't change your value. It might change what you buy, but your inherent value of who you are as a person remains the same. So some other skills you might need to learn in being able to receive love, which is going to be one of the biggest, right? But is also being able to understand your value all the time, which is actually, that one's really big too. Like if you know your value, regardless of who loves you or who doesn't love you or who thinks you're awesome and who doesn't think you're awesome and who thinks you're great looking and who doesn't think you're great looking, if you know that your value doesn't waver, that's pretty powerful work too. And then being able to state your needs, your wants, your desires, share your opinion, share what excites you, be able to be raw, be able to be vulnerable, be able to trust even when nothing's guaranteed. Like you can go out to dinner, it doesn't mean the dinner is going to be delicious, right? But you could enjoy the experience of going out to dinner with whoever you went with, even if the food sucked. So think about how you're already applying this mindset to other aspects of your life and how you can apply it to the aspects that will really uplift you, right? If I hear a song that I don't like, it doesn't mean that I give up on music. I don't say, oh, this song sucked, so I'm never listening to another song again. Nope, I'm done with music. Don't even turn music on around me. I can't even do it. I won't listen. Music is dumb. Music is for optimists and Pollyannas. I'm done with music. Because this one song left a bad taste in my mouth, right? We don't do that. So we can do that with people too. So I also want to talk about how you can practice receiving love, which is when people offer to do something for you, like a friend, right? Or a family member or someone you're in a relationship with. If they're doing something that, like, they have a genuine offer, they're not just offering because they think they're supposed to, but it's a genuine offer, practice accepting it. Practice saying, if someone's like, hey, I'm going to go to Starbucks and get a drink, would you like one? And if you actually would like one, Be like, oh my gosh, yes, I would, without feeling guilt or like, okay, no, I better buy them. I'm already planning my next trip. So I don't usually go to Starbucks, but I'm going to go to Starbucks like in 2 days so that I can then buy them a drink because they went to Starbucks to get me a drink. Like if you want to have something where you feel like you're reciprocating the love, the give, right? The flow of the give and take, the giving and receiving, right? That's fine, but it doesn't have to be that, like we're not taking out a scorecard and being like, okay, we got to make sure everything they do, I do it back or I do it better or all these things. It's just letting them love you. And part of that's giving compliments. And I want to talk about this because back in the day, right? Probably like 20 years ago, compliments were incredibly painful for me because I literally was like, why are you telling me this right now? It felt really uncomfortable and I didn't believe it for a second. And I was like, what are they trying to embarrass me? What's happening right now? Like, why are they saying this? And now I've done a lot of, I did a lot of that work of stopping being a people pleaser and seeing my value. And now when someone gives me a compliment, I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And this week, this is interesting because a lot of times we have to continuously do the inner work, especially when something comes up that reminds us like, okay, maybe there's a little bit more to do here. So this week I had a couple friends give me like gigantic compliments, like those compliments that they're so big, they seem a little ridiculous. Like, okay, exaggerator, and I caught myself struggling in the moment. Like with one friend, I didn't even really acknowledge what she said. I wasn't even like, I was just like letting it take in. And sometimes that's part of the work is I was like, okay, I'm not going to push it away. I'm going to let it land and I'm just going to let it sit with me for a second. And so that's what I did. And I mean, I think at one point I was like, thank you. But she kept giving them. So I was like, okay, these are really big compliments. And, I had to like let it sit with me for a second and realize that I feel uncomfortable in this moment. And so because I feel uncomfortable, I'm not going to push it away. I'm just going to receive it. I'm going to take it in and I'm going to know that she has good intentions. She's not trying to trick me by telling me nice things, And then with another friend, like her compliments again, just so huge. And I would like caught myself being like, oh, wait, am I supposed to be humble right here? Should I push it away? Should I receive it? Okay, do I need to start complimenting her back a ton? Okay, I'm just gonna. And then I was like, you know what? Just take the compliment. And so what I've kind of been thinking about since those two interactions is that, I didn't pick the words that they chose to say to me. Those were words that they came up with on their own, as a way to describe me, is how they see me. And so because I didn't write them a script and say, hey, can you read this to me? Can you pretend you're giving me this compliment? Then who am I to say that the way they view me is wrong in that moment? You know what I mean? Now I'm going to be selective with this. If you're giving me an insult, I'm going to be like, okay, whatever. Your opinion or how you view me doesn't really matter, right? Because people dislike puppy pictures, right? But when someone's giving you a compliment and it's really important to receive that love, I don't need to receive negativity or hate. So don't confuse what I'm saying here. So if someone's giving me negativity, I don't need to receive that. I can say, no, thank you, right? But when someone is genuinely offering me love, and I've overcome and battled my life of feeling unlovable, then it is within my work to be able to receive that love when someone who's in my life that I have an established relationship with, a friendship with, it is within my work to then receive that love from them and to not tell them that the way they view me is wrong. Does that make sense? I'm hoping this is making sense. And if not, this is really good and therapeutic for me. So at least one of us is getting some good stuff out of this conversation. So because of the work that I've been doing and I know the importance, and I know if I was talking to a client and they were like, oh my gosh, someone gave me this gigantic compliment and I wanted to push it away and like shrink myself so that I would get smaller and be less visible and feel more comfortable or something, I would challenge them with that. I would say, I need you to receive that compliment. Like, you need to receive that compliment. What would that be like? What if you took their compliment in, and instead of rejecting it, you let it just like settle inside you? And that's how they see you. And that's their truth. That's their perspective. And let it just like settle within you and nourish you and remind you that other people see you as enough as well. You know, sometimes it's nice to know it's not needed in order for us to know we're enough, but it's nice to be reminded that other people see our value as well, right? It's a nice way to bond and connect and to be vulnerable. And in those moments, it is saying thank you, and it is letting it settle. And there might even be a part of you that agrees with them. That's like, you know what? I agree with what they're saying. I am pretty badass, you know? And just let that just settle on your soul and take it in. It's okay for people to see you as an incredible person. I think sometimes we forget that. And if you're going to have these incredible relationships in your life, they're going to see you as an incredible person. And so you're going to have to let them see you as an incredible person. And you're going to do the work to receive how they see you. So my friend, start receiving the love. Start taking inventory and become aware of the areas where you push love away. When do you question other people's motives? When do you question if they're telling you the truth or if they're lying to you when it comes to loving on you? Pay attention to those moments and do the work to help yourself shift them so that you can have all those relationships you are visualizing. Because I want that for you. And I know you want it for you too. So this is the other side of that. And then really just do the work of making the choices that help you create your future. This has been a big thing I've been working on lately. Is so often I spend time replaying memories of pain in my past, in my mind. Like if I was in the dating world back before, I would probably replay the times everybody broke up with me, or all the disagreements, or all the fights, or all the rejection, right? And when I continually play that in my mind, I'm creating that more in my future, right? And so I want to start making choices that align with my visions or my goals or the things that I want to experience in my life. And I've really been zoning in or zooming in on this last week. Is every day I'm like, okay, what do I want to accomplish? What am I trying to achieve? What am I working towards? Okay, what is a choice today that I can make that's going to take me closer to that? And anytime I see my mind start trailing off to worry or the past or trying to convince me how I'm wrong or it'll never happen, when I become aware of it, I stop it and I say, whoa, okay, now what choice can I make that's going to help me create this? And then I do that. And so it's really been active work. It's not just something that is passively happening in the background. I have to actively pay attention and catch my thoughts and make sure I can switch them to what I am creating in my future and what choices I can make today to do that. And then I make the choice and I put the action behind that choice. So it's been really cool to just actively be doing that. So I encourage you as well to maybe just be more active in your day and catch your thought and be active in your choices and see what happens. And then I want to, before we head off for the day, I want to just remind you that there's so many little tools that are free to you to use. And one of the most powerful is your breath. So I want to close today with just teaching you a little quick, easy breathing exercise where it's so simple. You're just going to breathe in and out through your nose, okay? But you're going to breathe into the count of 4, hold it for 4 seconds, exhale to the count of 4, hold for 4 seconds, then inhale to the count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, and then continue that cycle. So maybe if you're feeling, and if you're up for it, then I would encourage you, I'm inviting you to try that breathing exercise today. Just do a couple rounds, like set a 2 minutes or just do a couple rounds until you feel a shift within your body, and then go about whatever it is you're doing. So give it a try, see what you think. And I do believe that not every breathing exercise is for everyone, but once you find one that is something that feels really good to you, then you have it in your back pocket all the time, and you know that it's a breathing exercise that you can use whenever you need it. However, you need to find one that you enjoy and that you practice enough so that it actually is in your back pocket and not something that you're reaching for and trying to locate in your memory the moment you get stressed, right? So if we have a breathing exercise that's already natural to us, that's already become a habit, then it shows up for us in the moments when we need it. So that's pretty cool. Well, my beautiful friends, thank you so much for joining me today. I am sending you buckets of love, huge, huge hugs, and the reminder that you're enough, you matter, and believe in you, because you are someone worth believing in. Much love. Talk to you later. Bye. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today, and make sure to share this episode with someone and leave a review. And remember, you're worthy of incredible love.